I'm looking at the first movement today, this week. When I'm rich, I want a soundproof practice room. Would have been nice. So, the first movement is the shortest movement. It says, well, in the original score, it's the Cyrillic alphabet, but I assume it says dedicated to Mstislav Rostropovich, Concerto for Cello and Orchestra No.2. It says Alfred Schnittke, 1989/90. I think that's kind of nice. I was born in August 89, which is pretty close to when he started working on this concerto, I guess. It doesn't say exactly when he started, but the year I was born, he started writing this concerto. Anyway, there are not a lot of misprints in the Sikorsky score for this movement. There are just some dynamics that Sikorsky has added, because in the original there's a long stretch from pianissimo and then suddenly forte. So I guess they assumed or were instructed to add a crescendo, and that makes sense. That's what I hear in the recordings as well. And there's a line or an accent over pretty much every single note, except for the very end, last couple of lines. But it's such a short movement, so there haven't been many opportunities to miss much, I guess. And there are lots of breaths, so Schnittke definitely had an idea of what a phrase was or a statement. That's definitely something I can remind myself of. Where are there longer lines and where are there these commas? It's a beautiful introduction. One of my students asked if I could say some more about how I learned this piece of music. It's atonal, it's modern, it has other challenges when it comes to memorization than the music that comes more easily. So I'll try to say something about that. Before I decided to play this piece, I had already experienced learning and memorizing other pieces of modern and atonal music, and I loved the personal aspect of it, because memorizing atonal music felt to me, and still does, like a much more personal thing to do than to memorize and play standard repertoire or tonal music. So before starting to learn this concerto, I was kind of excited about that particular journey ahead of me, of having to take it in to me. But what I would do, as I would often walk while reading the score. Maybe dangerous. It was in Manchester, but I was in a fairly chill neighborhood, so I think it was okay. I preferred walking because when I'm physically active, my mind is also more active. It's one thing. So when I sit to do something, it can be a lot harder because I'm not in motion. But I would look at the practical aspects, say the theoretical aspects of the music. I would simply observe, okay, these 4 notes are a perfect fourth apart, followed by a group of 8 notes chromatically, but in different octaves. So I had to first identify some theoretical aspects of it. But if that was all, I would not have been interested in playing it. Because apart from the easy analysis, it's about how those fourths and semitones and rhythms meet me. So how do I feel when I read these notes or play these notes? And there was a lot of emotion related to it, actually. So chromaticism, often a little tense, groups of fourths or fifths, often more assertive, just to generalize a little bit. But everything I would read, I would feel. It would hit something in me. That's the way to remember that type of music for me, to relate to it. And also accepting that it takes longer time. Because with standard repertoire, I know how a tune goes. I can sing it. There is no doubt about how it goes. But with this cello concerto, my memory of it wouldn't be as precise. It would be a little more approximate, meaning, okay, here I know I'm supposed to play 2 descending semitones, but was it C to B or was it C sharp to C? I just remember it's in this area, and then I have to check the score again to see if it was C to B or C sharp to C. Like, there can be a lot of that. I might remember that here I'm supposed to play a dissonant chord, but was it a major 7th or a minor 9th or a tritone? And I have to check the score for that. So those types of things don't really happen when memorizing, I don't know, Dvorak or Schumann or something, something like that. One kind of fun challenge that is coming later is that the more I play this music, the less I can rely on the anticipation of dissonance. Earlier in my life, it was easier to play shifts of major 7ths, minor 9ths, and tritones because their dissonant quality was so clear. It was easier to anticipate. And now they just sound less and less dissonant. So say I'm playing a shift on the A string, maybe a minor 9th up, which is quite a big shift. And then I do it, and my first reaction is I missed it because it didn't sound dissonant enough. But then I check and it turned out I was right. It just sounds less dissonant than it used to. So that's interesting. A tritone doesn't sound very dissonant anymore because there are so many tritones in this piece. In the standard repertoire, there are not that many tritones, so they really stick out. But here, it's like the tritone is the norm. Different intervals take on different characteristics with time, and that's really interesting.